This week on Storytime at the Rue Bus, Brooklyn is back to tell us all about her recent travels, what shows she's looking forward to at Bonnaroo, the debate about sitting in the back versus getting in the pit, clapping cheeks, and more.
Welcome to Storytime at the Rue Bus, a weekly podcast where we discuss music and Bonnaroo and alcohol sometimes, and sometimes dogs, and sometimes superb owls, and all kinds of things. I'm Brooklyn. Cheers.
I'm Daniel. And yes, Charlotte just reminded me that we can't really say that one particular phrase. So for our purposes tonight, we are having our superb owl party. You can't really say what it really is, or YouTube will probably take this whole video down. So we just watched that particular halftime show at that game. Bad Bunny was playing. That was really fun. I love how he had his own little miniature Puerto Rico down there at the 50-yard line. That was really cool. What did you think of that show?
That was amazing.
Yeah. We'll come back around and talk more about that in a little bit. But first of all, you haven't been on in a couple months. How have you been? What have you been up to?
Clapping cheeks.
Okay, well, some people know what that means. But yes, good to have you back on. We're having our superb owl party tonight. We had some pizza and wings and stuff over there. What are you drinking there? What do you got?
Things and stuff.
Things and stuff? No, I'm going to show them what the things and stuff are. So Charlotte picked this for us for today. We have Blue Chain Bay. Did you guys tell me that this is the Kenny Chesney drink? Blue Chain Bay.
Blue
Chair Bay. Sorry. I couldn't read this particular cursive. It's been a night. But yeah, so glad to have you back, Brooklyn. You have been up to a lot since we've last had you on. I know things are crazy at work, but you've been traveling quite a bit. Tell everybody about the show that you just went to a couple nights ago.
I went and saw nothing more.
Yeah?
They were wonderful.
Now, you corrected me. I was considering them to be kind of an emo band, but you say they're definitely not that, right?
No, they're metal, that, like, picture Bad Omens?
Yeah.
That's what they are.
Okay.
That genre.
Who was the band that opened for them? It was over at Marathon
So
Music
there's a
Works,
bunch
right?
of bands that opened for them.
Yeah.
We had Doobie, which is like metal rap. But then we had Archers, metal, emo.
Yeah.
And Catch My Breath, fantastic. Archers and, oh God, they were all so good.
Mm-hmm.
It's amazing. My boyfriend spent a lot of money on this shirt.
Yeah, show off.
Got to do a little spinny-roo here.
There you go. Yeah. That's actually pretty good band merch. I'm impressed with that.
It was amazing. And it's got the little angel on it. If
Yeah.
you know, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Wonderful, wonderful band. I'd like to see them at a place like Rue, but I don't ever see that happening.
I feel like something like that's possible. We've had some bands like that.
Okay, so they were at Exit 111.
Yeah, you told me that.
Yeah. And well, we do get like Turnstile and Hot Mulligan.
Yeah.
Very different genres.
There have been
And people will fight you over that.
other bands like that. Like Mastodon is one that comes to mind for me at the moment.
That'd be fun.
We've had some like more hardcore
yeah, Guar.
bands. Guar, yeah, I'd say they peripherally count.
Tool.
Tool is kind of a genre unto their own, but they're certainly in that kind of like environment, I suppose. So yeah, I would argue that Rue is not really immune to having those kind of acts. And yes, you may see this on camera. Truman, who we were calling out on the episode last week, he's over here looking at Charlotte, hoping to get a handout.
Benito.
We also have Cornbread here. We'll see if we can talk to him. He knows better than do that. He's looking at us right now like, me?
Also, this is not water.
Yeah. What is that?
Vinegar.
We have a little bit of a spray that warns the dogs to chill out and everything. But tell us what else has been going on in your world the past couple of months.
I mean, we went to Chattanooga. We went brewery hopping.
Did you know you were on the What podcast last week? Some of that got edited into there. There were some pictures of you guys hanging out with Taco.
I had no idea.
Yeah. Well, let's hear your side of this. Where all did you guys go in Chattanooga?
So we started off at Hutton and Smith.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're great. They're cool.
What sets them apart? What's different about
Hutton and Smith, and then Odd Story Greenhouse, which is my favorite. They know what the heck they're doing, brewery-wise. They had a Mexican hot chocolate stout that just blew my mind. They brew it with habanero. I wish it was a little bit more spicy, but it was still just so amazing. Then we went to the Bitter Alibi.
Yes, we all know that one very well.
Yes.
That's Taco's favorite haunt, I think.
And then Zach showed up and partied with us, and then we all went to Lo Mein.
I have yet to go there. I want to try that place so bad. I keep hearing about it from those guys.
It was amazing.
What did you get there?
I got a Guinness, and Taco bought everybody a round of Malort.
Oh, God. I feel like we might have to take a step
So-
back and tell some people what Malort
So I have
is.
to say, no, they can find out for themselves.
Well,
I
Google
have
that.
to say that a Malort shot in a bar is a lot better than a roasting hot shot that's been sitting in a plastic bottle in this hot summer sun of June. In the hot summer sun of June, you know what I'm saying? It's a lot better. Like it's a lot, yeah. I mean, it's not great. It wasn't great,
Not great.
but it was a lot better than taking it in the heat of Bonnaroo.
I can see where you're
Must
coming.
say.
The last time I had a Malort shot was down at Halloween with you over there in one of those tents. And it wasn't exactly a hot day, but it was like maybe 70 something. And no, it did not hit for me in that instance either. I'm not a fan
You
of
gotta
Malort.
chill it.
I
If
don't
it's cold,
think I've had it.
If it's cold, it takes the burn away.
Oh.
I mean, not all the burn. The burn's still there, but
This is a
it's
ringing
more
endorsement.
tolerable. Anyways, yeah. So we did that, and then after that, we went to Wanderlinger, had some more beers, and then we were going to go to Tailgate, but Tailgate closed right when we were walking in there at 10, which I think is crazy. Brewery closing
They close
at
at
10
10 o'clock on
on
the
a
weekend?
Saturday.
That
I mean,
is a
it's a
little lame.
brewery. It's a brewery. They close at 9 on weekdays.
Mm-hmm.
But Tailgate's a really great
Wait.
brewery.
Did you go to the Pickle Barrel? I know that's
Of
one of your
course,
favorites.
we went to the Pickle Barrel. I was just about to get to that because
Explain
the
Pickle
Pickle
that
Barrel
place.
is amazing. It kind of looks like the Flatiron Building in New York. It's like in a little, they actually have like a little booth that sits at the very corner.
Yeah. I know exactly what
Like
you're
where
talking
the
about.
window you can see out, and it's so cool looking. But every time we go, it's always past 11 p.m. and that booth is always the first to go.
Of course,
So we
yeah.
always sit upstairs. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So
it's a great bar.
I think
we did pickle shots, picklebacks, and I got a really good burger.
they do have good stuff there. I've
Mhm.
been in there a couple of
Zach
times.
got a really good. He got an order of cheese sticks and the cheese pull on that thing. Chloe would be impressed. In fact, I think he did send it to Chloe. Yeah.
Good deal. Yeah, I do like that place. I'm not big on pickles, but I have enjoyed some of the other things that I've gotten there. I did try one of those pickleback shots last time I was there, and I don't like pickles, but I tolerated that, and I was like, yeah, I see why people love that particular combination. That was pretty good. The other thing, they have talked about this on the What podcast, and I think we may have touched on it a time or two here. You got to see Taco's new place over there on the other side of Chattanooga, right?
Yeah, I'm sorry. There's a lot of butts on the TV just now. It was very interesting.
We have the superb owl on right now, so all the crazy commercials are over here. We can't show anything or else we would get pulled from YouTube.
So
yeah, tell me about his place.
It was amazing.
I'm headed over there here in a couple of months, so I don't think I've talked about this on the show. So one Christmas present that I got for both me and Charla was tickets to go see Bob Dylan at the Soldiers and Sailors Auditorium here in a couple of months. I thought this could potentially be our last shot to see him because he's not getting any younger. He doesn't come in this area super often. I was able to get good seats at not insane prices. So I'm like, okay, this is happening. I'm finally going to go see Dylan. And I got up with Taco and I told him yeah, we'll probably come crash with you if that's all right. And of course, you know how he is. He's more than happy to have people to hang out with and come see him. So can't wait to do that and hang out with him. I haven't been in Chattanooga in a minute. If we have time, I'll have to go to some of these places.
Mm-hmm.
What would you recommend if I went to any one of them other than the Pickle Barrel?
Odd Story Greenhouse, not the center location.
All right.
You've been to Odd Story with me.
I have. Oh,
So it was before they added their central location, and their main location was where the greenhouse location is. But now it's just the greenhouse. It's their sub
all right.
location. It's so pretty. They have a bunch of plants and good stuff.
Wait, quick story. So years ago, this was probably 4 or 5 years ago, maybe even before the pandemic. You and I took a little day trip up to Chattanooga. We went hiking with Zach and some friends, and we met Barry. This was October because I remember the Braves were in the playoffs that year, and we were talking about that. We went to this place where this guy was handing out tequila. This guy was like the Indiana Jones of tequila.
So it wasn't tequila, it was rum.
Was it? Well, it's been a while.
So, okay, here's the story.
Yeah.
You're sitting there. Indiana Jones comes up. Hey, would you like to sample my rum? I've lived the last years in the Brazilian rainforest perfecting this rum, blah, blah, blah. And we're like, yeah. And it was so good. We just got like a free shot, you know, of each version. He had like a aged one and a regular. And now it's so funny because I see Campesino rum, and some of you might know Campesino. I see it on the shelves all the time now.
That's wild. So he was just starting out at the time, I suppose. Just starting to get distribution and everything.
Yep.
Well, I'm glad I could try that. I'm glad I could learn about his business. And you just gave him a free plug on the show.
I still have the little magazine he gave us.
Yeah, that was cool. You have that in your room?
Yeah.
Okay. I want to see that next time I come visit.
Yeah.
That's really cool. I need to try some more of that. I probably haven't had it since then. But yes.
I bought a bottle.
I'm sure the Chamber of Commerce of Chattanooga will appreciate all these plugs for all these places. I need to get back over there. It's been a minute since I've gone bar hopping or done anything in Chattanooga.
Go to the Chattanooga Choo Choo.
I have never actually been in the thing for the Choo Choo. I've been to Ruby Falls and Rock City a number of times.
Ruby Falls is kind of a letdown these days.
Why?
Well, the last time I went, I took Chelsea for her birthday. This was years ago. It was about 5 years ago. And you remember going back in the day where you'd have your own tour guide and you go through it, and the tour guide the tour guide himself is explaining all of the stalactites and stalagmites. What?
It's just funny the way you said that. Continue.
You know, then you get to the waterfall and he's telling you all these things about the waterfall, and that's great, right? Great experience. You go nowadays and the tour guide barely even talks to you. There's TVs mounted like at every stop, and the TV tells you everything about the formation.
That's not as cool.
The guide is just there to lead you. He doesn't really say anything much to you. Then all he says is when you get to the waterfall, don't drink it because you will not make it out of here without pissing your pants. And then they have like a Wi-Fi set up so you can connect your phone to their Wi-Fi while you're down there in the. I'm like, I hate this so much.
I get why you wouldn't like it. It feels like it should be more of like a nature experience.
Exactly. Yeah. And that's what it's supposed to be. But like, whatever. So I guess Lookout Mountain's still cool, but I haven't been up there since we all went that one year.
We should go back sometime soon after it warms up a little bit anyways.
Yeah, you allegedly can see 7 states from that spot.
You can. I've been to that spot. That's over in Rock City.
I've been to that spot multiple times, and I still find that hard to believe.
I will say about Rock City, the one thing that I find a little weird is like all the miniatures in that one giant room. I feel like they must have designed that when Disneyland had just started and they had all the Small World stuff and they just kind of wanted to have that.
It's nostalgic, but it's still creepy.
It's a little creepy for me. Like, I get why some other people would find it cool. But no, I love Rock City because like the trail over there where you can see the 7 states and everything. There's some other cool stuff at that little visitor center. But I haven't been in probably close to a decade. I need to go check it out. And you've never been to the Choo Choo?
Yeah, never been to the Choo Choo. But the last time that we all went was me, you, Charlotte, and Chelsea. And it was for a Christmas thing.
Okay. Well, let's make a point of going back. I'm going back over there.
That's when she did the Pocahontas song.
That's a long story that we can't share all the details on this podcast.
For us, not for anybody else.
Ask us in person sometime. But yeah, I'm going back over there to hang with Russ when we go see Dylan. I'm hoping that I can talk him into going to that show with us. It'd be fun to hang out with him and hopefully Brian Stone and Barry if they want to go as well. I mean, how can you pass up going to see Dylan in your hometown? You guys should go with us. I'm just saying. All right, but that's plenty about that. So I think we will skip the Patreon thing this week since we're in the middle of a Super Bowl party. We got Brooklyn here, so I wanted to record everything. But before we get talking about Bonnaroo stuff, I do want to thank everybody who contributes to the Patreon. You know who you are. You can find it at patreon.com/Rubus and learn more about what we're up to with Totem. I just coincidentally have on my shirt this week at totemfnd.org. We got a lot of cool stuff. A lot of cool stuff coming up. I've had one too many of those that I need to fill you in on. We have a board meeting tomorrow. I'm going to duck in on that. And I hope this is okay to talk about. I'm going to go check in with your mom because she's wanting to come this year. I've got to get her up to speed. So do we need to get like your mom a totem mentor since she's technically a rookie this year?
No.
No? You think she's going to cover it just fine?
You'll have that conversation with her tomorrow.
I'll talk with her tomorrow. I guess I'm her totem mentor.
Yeah, I don't know what to expect with her, but that'll be fun.
I do want to start talking about Bonnaroo stuff from that perspective. So your mom and I think a buddy of hers is coming for their first Roo this year. And you're doing...
Yes!
Oh,
sorry.
Seattle scored. Yes, thank you. And you're kind of doing a lot of things in a new way this year. So you were talking with me earlier before we started recording, like you've got a lot of equipment to get and everything. So I want to hear from you, since you're helping your mom come to her first one and you're doing a lot of things new this year. How are you approaching those kind of things? Like filling her in on things? Like what kind of equipment are you getting that you would recommend that newbies get?
Okay, so starting off, I've been going to Bonnaroo ever since 2017, every year that they've had it. But I've always been super privileged to either stay in a camper, RV, or the bus with you guys.
Yeah.
And that's been the case every single year. So I'm bringing my boyfriend this year. It's his first Bonnaroo. I kind of just want to start fresh and experience the full thing like a true Roovian, you know? I'm done being spoiled, whatever. Bonnaroo is something that I care about, so that's why I'm doing that. And I also... you mentioned earlier that I can borrow some stuff. I don't want to do that.
You don't even want to do that.
Yeah, I just want to be able to have this stuff for like future festivals or future camping trips or something that like I don't have to depend or rely on if you're going to be using something or not, you know?
No, I respect that. I respect that.
A lot of what I did is I've already started making a list and budgeting out. Like, I know we're going to need a camp. We're going to do it kind of the cheap way this year and just kind of build onto it every year after this. I know there might be in the future years that we kind of skip, but we'll see. Well, you never know. You never know the future.
You might want to try something different now, like a electric course.
Maybe. We'll see. But I know I want to do like the setup. I want to get an easy up and then with the sidewalls and like the mesh with the mesh windows for ventilation. I got a bunch of tapestries. I'm going to get a giant tarp. And I found this trick. I've been doing so much research via TikTok, YouTube, Pinterest, social media, everywhere that I can look and get information on tips on camping sites for festivals, especially like rainy festivals. So there's like this tip that had a really good idea with like using a tarp and bungee cords and pulling it up on the inside of the easy up.
I've seen that trick.
And then having the sidewalls go down so like when it rains, it doesn't pull into your easy up.
Another tip I've always seen is those pool noodles that you put in the corner.
That's on my list.
Yeah.
And then got to get cots, of course, and then mirrors. And I found this really cool organizer, like it's not a shoe organizer for a door, but it's like a pantry organizer. It's very sturdy. So it has like separate, and you can like write with a marker on each one, like
I've seen
and
that
label
done.
stuff. So I think that's what we're gonna do with like our essentials, like little snacks, trinket box, first aid kit, face moisturizer, you name it.
Organization is huge at like a campsite. If you can have a way where you know where everything is at all times and it's not just strewn all over your tent or all over your campsite, that makes for like a much better experience. I have seen people on either end of the spectrum. I've been to some campsites that look like a disaster zone, and you know exactly where I'm talking about. And I've seen some, and I will call out the people that I have been impressed with, like Evan and Scholar and all those guys, like their area is immaculately organized. I've always been super impressed with what they have done.
Right.
I totally recommend that everybody have like some good options for how you are going to keep everything separated and easy to find. Charlotte has always done the shoe organizers. I love your pantry idea. There's others. If you dig around, there's a lot of resources, but I do think those are like some of the top ways to do that.
I really, I forgot that thought. The thought's gone. Oh, so I was looking at, the waterproof outdoor mats, like the one that y'all have.
Yeah.
They're kind of pricey on Amazon, so I kind of want to go to like Academy or Lowe's or one of those places to kind of look at some, and maybe just get like 2 smaller ones for the area that we're going to be sleeping in. You know, lights, of course, and then the big thing for me are those giant fans. Like, well, not giant fans, but like they're kind of like a Jackery and like a power bank, but they hold a lot of power, a lot of electricity, and they can hang from the ceiling of your Easy Up and blow fan stuff at you. Fan stuff. We're gonna get 2 of those, and then I plan on getting like a big power box that we can charge our phones on.
Now, I will say I've got something similar to that at a much lower scale a couple of weeks ago, because we thought the power was going to be going out here because of the ice storm. And I got like a smaller thing, like a Jackery, for about $60 on Amazon that supposedly will charge your phone like 30 something times before it goes out. Yes, she sees a giant horse and a bald eagle at the Superb Owl. That was impressive. Thank you.
But you've seen the one that Richard has.
Yes.
He's used his for like the last 3 or 4 years.
I am looking at an option that will plug into that little thing that I got that allows a solar panel to plug in, where if you get about like 8 to 12 hours of good solid sunlight onto it, it will pretty much charge the thing back. So me and Charlotte are probably going back to Burning Man this year, so I'm probably going to invest in one of those. It was about $80. It comes with the plug to put into one of those things.
Yeah. That's along the lines of what we were looking at.
Yeah.
I also was looking into getting a Blackstone for our camp.
What is that?
Like the griddle.
Oh, those things.
The propane powered griddle.
Propane accessories?
I guess so. But that might be a little over the budget for this year, but definitely an investment for the next years to come. And I know I said we weren't going to borrow anything, but
I got you.
The budget's already big, so we're going to borrow our buddy from work's 32-gallon Yeti.
Oh, gosh. Yeah, that'll come in clutch. We have 2, but both of them were hand-me-downs. Her dad found one, and then somebody gave us one.
They're like the really tiny ones.
Yeah. Well, it's good for like a 6.
After putting the ice in there, you can only put like a couple of beers. We want 1 million beers.
1 million beers? You got to have enough for the beer exchange. I don't guess they necessarily need to be cold for that.
No. I'm just going to bring those. And you remember my blue tub that I got for the keg?
Yeah. All right. Let's take it to another realm here. So, like, what have you been telling your mom about coming to her first? Because this is her first anything like this.
I've just been trying to warn her because she has always hated tent camping. And I told her, I'm like, so you've always hated tent camping. You hate the feeling of feeling damp when you wake up. I don't think you're going to like it when you wake up at Bonnaroo, a little hungover and damp and very, very, very hot.
Have access to an open bar at the Monkey Bar as well.
Yeah. I don't think that she'll end up pulling the trigger for the full festival unless she can stay in the bus with you guys.
I'm going to talk with her tomorrow. I'm coming to visit you guys at the trivia thing that you go to every Monday.
I mean, even that, like, don't get me wrong. Y'all's AC is phenomenal in there, but it's not like the AC in like a ritzy RV like she owns.
Yeah. She's a little spoiled.
She's a bougie.
Well, I'm going to talk to her. I'm going to tell her the reality of the situation. I'm not going to sugarcoat it that much. I do want her to come.
I would absolutely love her to be there for Rufus du Sol. It's her favorite.
Yeah, that would be cool. But I'm not going to tell her.
She also really loves Teddy Swims.
She's one of the exceptions this year. We'll save that for another day. But I'm going to tell her straight up, like, hey, it's going to get hot. It's going to get crowded. It's going to be tough at some times. But at the same time, I'm going to tell her, like, I'm biased, but I feel it's worth it, you know?
Also, it's a marathon.
Not a sprint. Yes, we know. But I do genuinely hope she comes.
If you don't vomit by the RV on your first Bonnaroo, are you really doing it right?
I don't know if I'd go that far, but I get what you're saying. Yeah.
I did.
So.
My first Bonnaroo. Too many Jello shots, Charlotte.
Lost your voice the first night of your first Bonnaroo. Sign.
That was the year we had the bus.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was the next year. That was 2018.
Right. All the years blend together for me at this point. It's wild.
Not me.
All right. Now, I did give you some homework. I wanted you to recommend an act that you have found on the lineup that you wanted to tell everybody about.
Yeah.
You have one for us?
I do.
Who is it?
RC Drive.
I don't know a lot about them. Tell me about them.
So on Spotify or on their music, on whatever, it says that they are attic rock.
Now, what does that mean?
I don't know. But to me, they're like indie alternative rock, sometimes indie folk. They're really, really good. I like the lead vocalist. There's actually one song. It's called Louie. If you go and listen to it, picture in your head a more high-pitched Bob Dylan, speaking of the devil.
Okay. I think I have heard a few songs from them now
They're
that you
really
describe
good.
it.
So I looked them up when I found when I looked at the lineup for the first time, and I had already had like several songs saved from them, and I'm like, oh, well, here we go. Yeah, they're a little bit like Bob Dylan, but high pitched, and then they're also a little bit not like Bob Dylan. They kind of remind me of like a more chill, sleepy Backseat Lovers.
Oh, I know how you love them.
Yeah.
So that makes a lot of sense.
In fact, I feel like Seth from Nashville would actually really like this band.
We know his taste pretty well.
If you're listening, Seth, and if I haven't already talked to you about RC Drive, or if you haven't already talked to me about RC Drive, listen to it. Sure, you found them.
I can guarantee you he's found them. That is totally his jam.
Yeah, they're great.
Yeah. Okay. I'm going to listen to more of them. I have had them crop up in my playlist.
They are on Saturday. I'm hoping we get them for like an afternoon set.
I just want to point out Truman's in this.
I highly doubt that they will be conflicting my favorite of the entire weekend.
Rufus?
Mm-hmm.
No, I really don't see that happening. That would be next to impossible.
I feel like they would be like sundown or maybe even like 4 or 5 p.m.
I think that makes sense.
Yeah, like in a tent somewhere.
If you had any one act that you were going to tell me, hey, you have to come with me to this show, besides Rufus, obviously, who would you say it might be?
Hot Mulligan.
Yeah, you got me into them. I would like to go see them with you.
They're the #1 new hottest band.
Bonnaroo's hottest band is
That's like their whole thing.
The show I would like for you to go with me to is Amyl and the Sniffers.
Okay.
Have you heard much from them already?
No.
I've been talking a lot about them recently. They might actually be in my top 3 most anticipated acts. So they're kind of like a grungy punk band from Australia.
Oh, of course.
I have heard them.
Of course.
Well, they're different than like Tame or Gizzard.
I get it, but like, of course.
Of course they're from there. Well, you boys Rufus are too. I'm just saying, so many good bands come from that area.
Yeah.
But they're different than the psychedelic stuff from like, Tame or King Gizzard. They're more of like a kind of band that you would see in like a pub or something like that. It goes a lot harder. It's a lot sloppier, and I say that in a good way.
Okay.
Yeah, and that Amy Smith.
Ooh.
It's funny because like I have a cousin named Amy Smith.
Okay,
yeah.
I love.
Oh, yeah, she just saw a picture of her. Charlotte showed. Yeah.
Tosh Sultana.
I love Tosh
Also
Sultana.
from Australia.
Yeah, I've seen them a number of times. But yes, I want you to go see Amyl and the Sniffers with me.
Okay.
I'm going to try to get Rail for that show.
We'll see.
Because she does some crazy stuff and usually goes like stage diving and such.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah. I'm just curious if they're going to get a tent stage or the witch stage. I feel like they're big enough to merit the witch stage at this point, to be honest.
I have a very unpopular opinion. I just don't see the appeal of getting up close for shows anymore.
No.
Like, I mean, even for Rufus, no. I want to be in the back. I don't, no. No.
I can see what you're saying.
Okay, so I will say, like, that one time that I was on the rail with Joe for Millennium, that was awesome. But no, I'd just much rather be in the back with the giant group of my friends, all vibing out together.
So
I don't want to front.
I can see both sides of this. There are a lot of shows where I would rather be in the back. If there's a giant visual spectacle, that's better if you're like further back where you can appreciate lasers and crazy things.
Yeah.
I totally get that. Like Odessa. Let me use them as an example.
Yeah.
Bless you, Charla. I have seen them both in the back, and I have seen them on the rail. I saw them on the rail at Okeechobee years ago. Odessa is cool up front because you have like the drum line and crazy things happening, and you can kind of get a glimpse into how they do their music production. But then, of course, from the back, you have lasers and fireworks and pyro and all kind of fun things that you can't really appreciate when it's like right in front of you. Of course, I can appreciate the heat in my face, but you can appreciate the spectacle of it when you're further back. Tame, I have done both on the rail and from the back. Yeah, she's grabbing this dog. Second week in a row, this dog is on the show. Tame is cool, especially if you're a bit of like a gearhead, because you can see all the different like pedals and effects that Kevin's using and the rest of the band's using. But then, of course, they're cool because there's a lot of things, just like I said about Odessa, that you can see from the back. If it is an act with a lot, come back into frame over here. You're probably getting that. Yeah. If it is a band that has somebody with a lot of personality, I'd rather be up front. So like, it's fun being up front for like Dave Grohl with the Foo Fighters, for example, because he likes trolling everybody. I do want to get up front for Amy and the Sniffers because she's such a character. But there's a lot of other shows where I would rather chill in the back. If I'm going to a jam band show, I do not want to be in the pit. I want to be in the back so I can kind of mosey around and meet everybody, you know. So for me, it goes both ways. But you're solidly in the back. Okay.
I also just really fucking hate waiting.
Well, I understand.
Especially I usually am a very patient person until it comes to waiting in a line. I hate that. I don't want to do that. When there's other stuff going on around, I'd rather just be going and do that. We're all going to see the same show. It's just a matter of how close you're going to be. I'd rather just be in the back with my friends.
Here's my hot take. Me and Charlotte have talked about this. I think the best place to see a giant show on the what stage is the back of the pit. And I know you have to wait in line. I know you don't care for that. But if you go to the back of the pit, you have room where you're not crammed in like a thing of sardines or whatever. But it's still right in front of you. That's where I saw the Foo Fighters when they played a couple years ago. And I loved that. That was fantastic. Our buddy Evan was up there just a couple of rows back, you know, getting good pictures and everything. But I was able to like camp out and have fun back there. There's been a couple of other shows I have been on the rail at the what. I think the last one, I was with Andrew to see Krungbin, like front and center on the rail. That was amazing. I love that. I wouldn't give that up for anything. Jums was right there with us too. He was like literally right behind me. I had such a good time with him. Oh, speaking of Jums, we should give him a shout out. The world tour continues. He was down for the Gasparilla thing down in Tampa.
I saw his most recent stunning picture when he was at this festival and the reactions of the crowd around him. Oh my God, it was so good.
He says he's going to Burning Man with us. Can you imagine him sunning his butthole in the desert?
Yes, I can. I can imagine him sunning his butthole anywhere because he is doing it currently.
Somewhere, if the sun is out, he's doing that.
He's sunning. It's great.
I rest better at night knowing that's happening.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Me too. Good things are happening. He is restoring faith.
You know, we were talking about like bringing your mom to her first Bonnaroo. I'm really looking forward to bringing Jums to his first Burning Man because I can tell he's going to thrive there. And you know, honestly, I look forward to having your mom there because like one of the coolest things about going to Roo for me is seeing it through the eyes of a person that's seeing it for the first time. So it's always cool having our Totem Scholarship people see it for the first time. But then there's other people like in the category like your mom. I look forward to like taking her to cool things where she can see this stuff for the first time. Like, can you imagine taking your mom to him too? Absolutely. I've got to get him on some other genres of music. But like, let's think about your mom. Think about taking your mom to the House of Yes and seeing some insane stuff for the first time.
Oh, you remember what she did on that New Year's during that one drag show?
Yeah, I know.
Picture this. My mother, she gets pulled up on stage and she's in a twerking competition. Woman does not know how to twerk.
She tried.
She
did her best.
She did try. She tried. Oh, it was beautiful. And then she projectile vomited on some random stranger.
I'm sure she's going to love you talking about that on the podcast.
Yeah. She doesn't watch the podcast.
Word's going to get back around to her if she goes.
Love you, Mom.
Yes, we do love you. But yeah, I'll see her tomorrow night. I'll talk with her about all this, get her prepped. I'm going to be honest about things because she needs to know the truth of the situation if she wants to be prepped to go.
If you guys run into my mom at Bonnaroo, give her a piece of candy and like the bracelet candy, and
Yeah.
give her a hug. She's wonderful.
She is. Charlotte's sitting over here. Charlotte, is there anybody you would recommend coming for the first one? Somebody that we know? She's just chilling. She's got no voice tonight, apparently. Brooklyn, it's been a joy having you back on the podcast here for the Superb Owl Party. I believe at the time that we're recording this, Seattle is still winning 12-0.
I need Seattle to win.
There hasn't even, I wasn't
Shout
paying
out
attention.
to my girl, Sarah. In Canada.
Yeah.
We're rooting for your boys.
Oh, speaking of Canada, have you been watching the Olympics when we're thinking about international places, I suppose?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I guess.
I watched the American and Canadian ladies hockey teams both win their respective games yesterday. That was pretty cool.
Heck yeah.
The Olympics are like one of my favorite things, man, because you got like people from all over the place competing, but also there like just to have fun and meet each other. It kind of reminds me of us going to those hostel bars
Yes.
in Thailand. When you get over, can you imagine the parties that are happening in Italy right now with all these college-age people competing in the
that
Olympics?
sounds like so much fun.
You know, the Olympics are going to be in LA in 2 years. I put in for the ticket lottery. Would you ever deal with that crowd to see the Olympics?
No,
When I was a
do
kid,
not care.
I'm showing my age here. I apologize, Charlotte. But when I was a kid, my mom and dad took us to Atlanta for the Olympics in '96.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was cool. I was very young, but I do remember like the pin trading and like hearing all the different languages that everybody was speaking. I think that may have been my first step into being interested in like international stuff and traveling all over the place and everything. You know? No, let's talk about that. I do think you would enjoy LA in 2 years. We are conceivably talking about getting a small group of people to go
Good
to some
times
events.
at Davy Wayne's.
Let's talk about that before we get out of here. There is this place, we can't talk about why. We can't talk about why, but like there's this place in Los Angeles. If you guys ever go to Los Angeles, me and Charlotte went there. She found it and she was like, hey, we got to go try this out. A big thing in LA is themed bars. So there's like a Star Wars Cantina bar on Hollywood Boulevard. There's one that's like, come back in frame over here. There's one that's like Tim Burton themed. So you go in and like Edward Scissorhands or whoever is like serving drinks. But there's also one called Good Time at Davy Wayne's, where the whole thing is a time portal to like the year 1975 or something like that. All the beer they serve is authentic to the time period. The music that they play comes from an 8-track player that's built into the wall and wired to all the speakers in the place.
What do you mean the beer is authentic to the time period?
That's what somebody told me. Like you can only get beer. No, it's not that old. It's not that old.
I was about to say.
It's only beer that you could have gotten in that particular year. They don't have anything that's like newer.
What do you mean by that?
So like if there was a beer that came out in the past like 20, 30 years, you couldn't get it at Good Time and Davy Wayne's. It would only be like beer that was available in that particular year in the 70s. That's what was explained to me.
Okay, I guess that makes sense.
Yeah, see.
The way you said it, I was very concerned.
No, it's been
Like,
sitting
they
in a
be served.
it's been sitting in a fridge for 50 years. Yeah.
Please
over
don't
here.
drink.
But yes, if you're ever in LA, I recommend that place. It was pretty cool, and there was unspeakable things that I won't even talk about on this podcast. But I want you to go visit that place so we can partake in some unspeakable things. But yeah, you would enjoy the Star Wars Cantina over there. I think the Star Wars Cantina on Hollywood Boulevard is even better than the one at Disney. Because like the one at Disney has to be a little bit more family friendly. The one that's in LA is a little bit more of like the grungy place that the Mos Eisley Cantina probably really was in like the Star Wars universe.
Said he doesn't like you.
No, somebody's going to get their arm chopped off in that place in LA for sure. You would enjoy that too. All right. Well, Brooklyn, thank you for being here this week. I think we're going to watch the end of the Super Bowl. It's still like the end of the third quarter as we're recording this.
My God.
Did he score? Seattle just scored. Yeah, we're kind of pulling for them.
Spoilers.
Spoilers for the Super Bowl? I don't think you can
just said the word.
I'm going to have blanked that out. I said it. I'm going to have beeped that out so YouTube doesn't pull us down. I think Seattle's starting to run away with it.
I don't think you can say the team names, can you?
No, you can. No, I didn't say the name. I said they're from Seattle.
You said, yeah.
Okay, I will
you've
have
said
blanked.
it multiple times.
I will. Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
I see. A lot of good things happen in Seattle, football included, apparently. I've never been to Seattle. You've been there.
It's amazing.
What should I go visit in Seattle if I ever go there? What's good to see in Seattle?
The Kurt Cobain bench. There's a lot of good cool, dingy bars. Dingy, I say dingy in a good way.
Yeah.
Dives in, what's that?
In that famous market, I'd like to see it.
Oh, yeah, that's a good market.
Pike Street or something like that?
yeah.
I've never been there, so I don't remember.
Pike Place.
Pike Place.
What's that one district called? It's like Hill something.
I don't know. Let's go and you can show me.
Oh, it's great.
I also want to see all the weird ass stuff in Portland too. Never been there either.
Yep.
All right. But again, thank you for being on. Thank you for coming down to the Superb Owl Party tonight. Yeah, we're going to finish off this stuff over here. I got a little something else for us. And it looks like we're going to see Seattle. Yes. It looks like we're going to see Seattle win this. I keep saying this, that we're going to be traveling, but I think next weekend I might have a little something from Jersey City. I'm going to hang out with Skylar and Evan and Lisa up there. We're going to do some stuff around town, so maybe I can talk to them and record a little something from then. And then after that, me and Charlotte are really going to be doing some traveling. We'll have some guest hosts. Wow, she is getting a hold of a dog over here. You know what? Also, before we get out of here, Cornbread, come here. We got to have him on. Cornbread, you can come up for just one moment. Come on. Here, I know people are going to want to have seen him. Cornelius Bread Loafington.
My sweet loaf.
Yes. Look at what a loaf he is.
They're boyfriends.
Are they? Now kiss. All right, I think that's enough for this week.
They don't like PDA.
Okay, here, go about your way. Everybody, get out there and radiate positivity. We'll see you next week.